Why do people delay the things that could improve their lives? Why do we avoid opportunities, ignore potential, and procrastinate the work that could change everything? It seems irrational. You want success. You think about success. You imagine a better future. So why does your behavior move in the opposite direction? Why do people work hardest on distractions while avoiding what matters most? Most people think procrastination is laziness, but often it is something deeper, because many people are not afraid of failure. They are afraid of what success might change. Success sounds exciting in theory, but psychologically, it creates pressure, because success changes expectations. Once you improve, people expect more from you. Once you succeed once, you feel pressure to succeed again. And pressure changes behavior. Suddenly, the thing you once wanted starts feeling heavy because now it matters. And the more something matters, the easier it becomes to fear it. That is why people sometimes avoid the opportunities they prayed for. Not because they don't want them, because they are terrified of losing them. Success changes identity, it changes routines, it changes comfort zones, and the brain prefers what is familiar, even when familiar is painful. Many people say they want a different life, but emotionally, they are still attached to the old one. The struggle, the excuses, the predictable patterns, because staying the same feels safer than entering the unknown. Even positive change can trigger fear, because every new level creates uncertainty, more visibility, more responsibility, more judgment. And the brain often treats uncertainty like danger. So instead of moving forward, people delay, avoid, scroll, distract themselves, anything to escape the emotional discomfort of growth. Sometimes procrastination is self-protection. If you never fully try, you never fully fail. That creates an illusion of safety, because as long as your potential is untested, your identity stays protected. You can always tell yourself, I could have done more. I could have succeeded if I really tried. But the moment you give full effort, the outcome becomes real. And reality is frightening, because now success or failure can no longer stay imaginary. So the mind delays action, not to destroy you, but to protect your ego from certainty. Ironically, that protection becomes self-sabotage. Distractions feel safe because they give immediate comfort. Success usually requires delayed reward. Effort now, reward later. But the brain naturally prefers immediate emotional relief. Scrolling, watching videos, checking notifications, small bursts of stimulation. They reduce pressure temporarily, even when they increase regret later. That is why procrastination often feels good in the moment and painful afterward, because you are borrowing comfort from your future self. And over time, that cycle creates guilt. Then guilt creates avoidance, and avoidance creates more procrastination, until people begin believing they lack discipline, when really they are trapped in an emotional loop. The pattern changes when you stop seeing procrastination as laziness and start seeing it as emotional avoidance, because then you stop fighting yourself blindly. You begin asking better questions. What am I actually afraid of? What changes if I succeed? What pressure am I avoiding? Awareness interrupts the cycle, because fear hidden in the background controls behavior, but fear brought into the light loses some of its power, and slowly action becomes less threatening. Not because fear disappears, but because you stop obeying it automatically. People do not procrastinate success because they are lazy. They procrastinate because success creates pressure, uncertainty, and change. And the brain often chooses familiar discomfort over unfamiliar growth. That is why so many people delay the life they truly want,